back to Show Me What I've Been Missing, your pop culture podcast that says, hey, remember that thing? I'm one of your hosts, Elizabeth Stanton, and with me is my other host,
Chris Mack. What's up, guys?
So you've been listening to episodes this entire time. We haven't recorded in quite some time, so prior to this, we wasted a sizable amount of time catching up.
Yes, on movies and dating and all kinds of
stuff.
Shit. Yeah, baby.
So we're back in the saddle, ready to with renewed energy and whatnot to bring you up to speed on Sex and the City. I've seen it too many times. Chris has seen it not really much at all. And
it's literally my first time watching it all the way through.
Yeah. Well, we're in the true home stretch now. So we watched season 6, episode 12 for this week.
Yeah.
This is the end of season 6A, and they have season 6B. So this was our actual sort of season finale, so to speak.
Which is kind of weak, by the way.
Yeah. But and there are only 8 more episodes. Exciting.
Woo.
So we are in the true home stretch. We're gonna finish this bad boy by spring.
Yeah, baby.
We'll give or take.
Spring fling, baby. And this episode is called One. Singular sensation, every little step she takes. That song is traumatizing to me because I definitely had to learn like a 12-minute dance to that when I was in art school.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Everybody.
It's a lot. Anyway,
it's a go-to for good reason, but also like I get where you'd be like,
it's a lot. It's just like, oh well, that and the teacher that I had was also a nightmare and a half. So anywho.
So this is an interesting one, and for almost more of the background information, which I have pulled up and we can discuss.
Please.
Mostly as it pertains to Carrie, if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, please.
So, do you want to just start with Carrie's storyline?
Yeah, I mean, nobody really has like a juicy story in this case, so let's go.
Yeah. So we'll just start with Carrie. She goes with Charlotte to an art exhibit.
Yeah.
Where it's a performance art thing with a woman who's not talking or like eating or whatever, and she's just like living in this space she's gonna do it for 16 days for 24 hours a day. She's like trying to shift the energy in the space, blah blah blah, blah. Now, pause right there for our first fun fact of real life. That thing they go to in the episode is based on a real life exhibit put on by a woman named Marina Abramovic. She's a Serbian performance artist. She's very famous for this stuff.
I've heard that name before.
I'm not familiar with the art world.
Me either. I'm not, but that name I've heard before though.
But she's done all sorts of this sort of physical art. There was like something called rhythm where she like basically does mumbly peg, it sounds like. Where you put the knife between your fingers, but like she's hit her own hand and cut herself and do all this kind of stuff. But one of the things she did, and it's called The House with the Ocean View, and it's set up basically exactly like it is in the episode. So in the museum exhibit, the woman is on this elevated set of platforms. There's like one kind of like main living one where it's just like sparse furniture, nothing. There's like a bathroom set up and then like another table set up. And there are ladders up to these spaces, but the ladders are made of knives. So like you can't climb down the ladder.
Yeah.
Wow. And so it's it turns out I thought this was like a much older thing. So she actually did this in 2002. She did it post 9/11.
Interesting.
And she was doing it's sort of like, as they say in the episode, it's like an energy kind of shift thing and personal purification. And I'll include this link. It's from magazine.artland.com, and it has photos from the real thing, which looks again exactly like it does in the episode.
Interesting.
Cool. So yeah, it's interesting. This was I don't recall this because again I was like a teenager when this came out. Sure. And when
we were kids.
We both were
literally kids.
And I can't say that as a 15-16-year-old in Michigan I was super in tune with the New York art world despite my mom's best efforts. I mean, she tried.
Well, I grew up in Texas, so I had no familiarity with the art world of fucking New York. All right.
So that's just, it gives you a greater sense of the exhibit that Carrie and Charlotte are looking at.
Yeah.
Carrie is, of course, snarky and rude as ever about things she doesn't fully comprehend. Charlotte's quite in awe of it, because Charlotte, as we know, has an art background. She's worked in galleries before this.
Yeah, she is, but she's also a little bit snarky too, because like she's still
she
a little
giggles
bit.
with
Yeah.
Carrie.
I mean, like, yeah, they're very these people. Yeah, these ladies are so weird in the world. It's like, Charlotte being part of the art world, and then like Carrie being like part of like the sex world. Like, it's so weird the things that they snark at, or like,
Yeah.
turn their nose up at. It's like you would think they'd be the most open-minded people in the world, but they're
Yeah.
not. And living in New York, but that's what happens when I guess you never leave your island.
Yeah. But so Carrie's like joking with Charlotte that she's like, the lady just looks disheveled, and like it's like a rough Friday night, haha, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're giggling. That catches the attention of a mystery man. And Carrie's like, this guy's been staring at me, but he kind of moves away before they see him. But at the front desk, they bump into the man, and he's Alexander Petrovsky, a Russian.
You said it right.
I took Russian.
No, because like later in the episode, he like has to correct her.
I really consciously wanted to try to make sure I did it right.
No, perfect. You
Alexander,
did it.
with
Alexander.
the kind of sound in the middle there.
Yeah.
Over it was versus the Z sound service. Anyway, and Charlotte totally fangirls over him. She's like so excited to meet him. Smitten. She apparently, one of her first like major sales working in a gallery was one of his works.
Yeah.
And he asks, what they thought of it. Charlotte's like, I loved it. Carrie's like, it's good. He's like, well, I heard you laugh at it. And she's like, that's every woman who's waiting by the phone in New York, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I also don't buy that she's here 24 hours a day. I bet she's, somewhere having a Big Mac, a cheeseburger at 3 a.m. And he's like, are you a comic? And which is so funny.
It's really funny when he asked her that, I actually laughed out, because I was like, that's a good burn.
That's a solid burn.
That's a solid burn.
Basically, he's like, oh, you think you're funny?
Right. Yeah, basically. He's like, oh, I get it. You're a comedian. That's why you don't understand this. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so he gets their names, Charlotte introduces herself, and then she's like, oh, I'm Charlotte York. Oh, it's Charlotte York Goldblatt. I forgot the married name. I'm recently married. I love her in this little fangirl moment.
Yeah, she turned into like a 12-year-old girl looking at a pop star.
Yeah. And now we'll pause here for the second fun piece of real life information. So Alexander Petrovsky is played by famous Russian ballet dancer Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Okay.
Do you know anything about Mikhail Baryshnikov?
No, but I know that last name. I've heard that Baryshnikov name before, and studying, because I had to study dance in art school. So yes, that's the only thing I know about him.
So he famously he is from the USSR, or the former Soviet Union, I should say, and he famously, excuse me, he became known as a good ballet, obviously a great ballet dancer in the 60s and 70s, and in 1974 he defected to Canada. He wanted to work more with Western choreographers and creators and things like that, and the Soviet Union was obviously very strict at the time. I was reading on his Wikipedia, like they had to slide a phone number to him real secret, because he was being followed by a KGB agent all the time, because he was becoming very well known, but they didn't. Obviously, the country wanted to keep him to themselves. Right. And he's, but he was also frustrated. So he's only about 5'5", 5'6" in real life. And the thing I was reading again on the Wikipedia was that because of Russia's more classical specific ballet dancing, he wasn't considered for leads because he wasn't tall enough, basically. And ballet has strict kind of guidelines for stuff, but there were choreographers that at the time were doing more avant-garde or more creative, interesting things that weren't height dependent, basically. Among the many reasons that he wanted to defect, but that's just the one of the creative parts. So when he defected, he worked with Jerome Robbins, who did West Side Story stuff. Alvin Ailey. There's a dance center here in LA, I believe the Alvin Ailey Dance Center. Twyla Tharp is another very famous choreographer. Again, I haven't seen a lot of their stuff, but I've heard these names before and things like that. He's worked, at the American Ballet Theater, New York City Ballet, all these kind of things. So he's very, very famous for obviously the ballet dancing. He's very athletic, which we see later in the episode. I made a note of that.
Yeah. Surprisingly athletic.
Yeah. There's there's the famous movie with him from the 70s that made him this sort of popular sex symbol ballet dancer. Is called The Turning Point. And it is about ballet, and he's I've had many people tell me like, oh, you gotta see Turning Point. I haven't, I'm sorry. It's an excellent showcase, obviously, for his dancing and other people dancing and things like that. And it's comes highly recommended. So definitely worth checking out. I somehow stumbled across a clip of him and I think Gregory Hines, who was an actor and also a well-known tap dancer.
Yes.
Of the two of them dancing together. And it's just like, peak athleticism, really beautiful dancing.
Oh, I bet.
Love to see it. So it's kind of a big deal he's cast. He didn't do a ton of acting, but I found him good in this chunk of episodes, and he's gonna play a big part in this back half 6B season. So it's a big deal. We have Mikhail Baryshnikov. It's very interesting and exciting, and that's my little nerd corner.
Nice. Also, fun fact: if you're still watching the video, now's the time to like and subscribe.
There, if you sat through all that.
If you're still with us, go and hit that like button. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe so you can get more episodes and get more cool information like this. If the episodes, if they warrant it, we're not just gonna keep hitting y'all with knowledge darts. You know what I mean? Like, we're still cool.
So later they're meeting for brunch, and Carrie is talking about having met him, and Samantha's like, oh my god, he was like the hot guy at Studio 54.
Like the fact that she even knew about it, like, that surprised me. I was like, wait, so Charlotte and Samantha both know about this, and Carrie, you're unaware?
Right? For a sex columnist, she doesn't fucking know who this guy is.
Yeah, especially with that reputation of him being like the it dude at Studio 54. Like, you like clearly she don't do that much research. You know what I mean? Like, how she been keeping this job for so long? That's
That's a good question, but she explains.
Articles must be dry.
Samantha's like, oh, am I getting horny just thinking about him? Use that. Yeah, because I was gonna say that's ballet. I think that I feel like I've read this or heard this. Like ballet, you think of being as very like arty, delicate, but his was a very more passionate ballet style. So it's more sexual or sensual, and that was part of his appeal. Apart from the fact he's good looking and athletic and can dance, which is never hurts. But he would be very intense, from my understanding. I should go look up some. If I can find some performances, I'll find them.
I'm sure there's
some
on
YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some.
But Carrie's explaining their meeting, and Samantha's like, oh, he'd be 53 now, and Miranda's like, so if he's 53 and you were at Studio 54,
in
and
your
Samantha's
20s.
like, I am 40 I have nothing to hide.
Because that kind of threw me up. I was like, I knew she was older than the rest of the women, but I didn't know. I thought she was like maybe like a 4D or like a 38.
No, she's a good about 10 years, maybe, I guess it would seem.
Damn.
8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah. Wow.
But later on,
it's good though.
Yeah, she looks great. Until she makes a move in this episode.
right.
We'll get there.
But listen, even that stuff she's just freaking out about. Because let me tell you something. Ain't no dude out there ain't gonna be worried about any of that shit she fucking worried about. Trust me. Anyway.
But later on, Alexander is trying to call her, but he's very overly formal. It's English is a second language for him, so he's not fluent, but it's a different thing. But when he's a little hesitant almost, and so when he's calling her, she keeps like saying, "Oh, you have the wrong number," like hanging up. Because he's like, "Hi, I don't know if I," he's a little awkward almost. And then finally, like the third time, he says his name, and she's like, "Oh, hang on, I'll go get Carrie." Pretends to be like a secretary or somebody.
And
She
literally
she
gets
says
back
it's
on
her
the phone.
sister.
Yeah, no, she gets back on the phone, but it's like she tries to present to somebody else, but she gets back on the phone, sounding the exact same way she got on the phone. It's like, you didn't change your voice at all, not even a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But she's like surprised, and he asks, "Are you still laughing about the artist?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, I am." And he's like, "Well, let's go see her at 3 a.m. on Saturday." And she's like, "Yeah, but that's why he's like fucking cool, right?"
Right, yeah, no. I mean, yeah, but here's the thing, he's only cool because it worked out. Like if she'd have been like, "Fuck you, creep," and hung up the phone, then he wouldn't be that cool. He wouldn't be that
That's
cool.
true.
It's because of like he is cool, right? Because that's like the character that he's supposed to be, right? He was like the it guy back in the day, so he's probably still got a little bit of that swag. But like, yeah, it's a bold move to invite someone like, "Hey, first date, 3 a.m. How's that sound?"
What? Well, wait, they aren't going to meet at 3 a.m. They're going to meet at 1 a.m. at this
don't matter.
Russian
1 a.m.
house.
Listen, I know it's New York. I know it's like the city that don't sleep, but like 1 a.m. That's a you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a late date.
A late date.
It's a late date.
Carrie's like, "I don't know, middle of the night, mysterious person. You're not going to sell me into white slavery, are you?" First of all, Carrie, slavery is slavery.
I've always hated that term when I hear it, white slavery. It's like, just say slavery. Don't say white. Or like,
because what they mean is human trafficking, sex slavery.
Yes.
And they only care about it when it's white people.
Yes.
But it happens to way more women of color.
Yes.
But people and children of color.
Yeah, just say slave. You don't gotta put the white in front of it. It makes it sound more, I don't know, racist.
Yeah, it's worse.
Yeah, like that. It's not pleasing to the ears. It's really not. It's really not. Because you're also implying that like this form of slavery is better than like the original form that you're comparing.
Yeah, or like somehow the white slavery is worse than
black slavery. right. Correct. I think that's what it is. I think that's why I'm like, I don't like this. Yeah.
Like, the slavery that happened,
slavery's bad, period. Across the board.
Founding of this country. Right. Well, that was one thing, but white slavery.
It's way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse.
Slavery's bad. Across the board.
Yeah, it's just right. It's all even, right? Equals. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Blanket statement: slavery bad. Does not matter who it's happening to. It's bad.
I wrote that down too. I was like, white slavery. Like, ugh, every time I hear that, like, ugh.
Yeah. But anyway. He doesn't really get the joke either. He's like, he calls her a comic again.
Well, I mean, that's very Russian of him. It's like, like, what do you mean? What's slavery? Let's move on. Yeah. That's just, are you coming on a date or not? What's happening?
Basically, yeah. He's like, you are coming or not? You know.
It's like, can we get to the point here? I don't understand these humors.
So Carrie's pondering, like, blaming Valentine's Day for the whole like, you're the one, and like, are we all looking for the one thing to make our lives complete, the one date? When will all the waiting for the one be done?
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this on the podcast before, maybe just between you and I, but I just don't believe in the whole concept of the one, like, because the idea of that is just so fucking arrogant. It's like, you think that there's one person on this planet with 7 billion people.
Yeah.
And this person happens to live on the island of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Out of all the people in the world, that you could be the one. This person, your one, is right here on this continent, in this city, on this island. That's crazy.
That's I mentioned it in the last episode, but that book I was talking about, the one about where they find your soulmate through a DNA match type thing.
I watched a show about that, and it's fucking wild. It's called Soulmates, and it's fucking wild. It's on Amazon. It's fucking wild, B. It's crazy. But yeah, that shit's just wild to me.
But like you said, the concept is tricky because, like, obviously the person, whoever you end up with, like, if you want like a long-term marriage or whatever, yes, you want to think like that is the only person for you, and and they might be that, and that's great.
Ideally it's great, but to think of it as like a real actual thing. Like, this is my soulmate. This is like the
Right.
person ordained by the universe that I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
with. It's like, calm down. Take it
Yeah.
easy. Yeah.
It's more like you found a good person who's good
Right.
for you. And
Correct.
this is the one, this
Yeah.
is not the only
Right.
person who could be good for you, but
Like,
this
I
is
do
the
believe in
one you
soulmates,
found.
but I don't think it's like only one of them. I think you can have many soulmates. Like,
Yeah.
even through life in general, we kind of have soulmates. And like, maybe at a certain point in life, you meet a person that works for you at that time. But then as you get older, or as you mature, or as your life changes, as we change as human beings, that person doesn't fit that anymore. So like, just the idea that there's only one person out there out of 7 billion people, just, I don't like it. I don't like it.
So there are other things that happen. We'll get to those in a minute with the other characters. But
Yes.
later that week, that night, Carrie meets him at a Russian restaurant in the middle of the night. Side note, I like the shimmery flapper dress. I just wrote it down that I liked it.
I liked that little piece of like red jewelry that she had. That's that necklace with the little gem or whatever that she was wearing. That was like it was like a good accent piece to her outfit.
She looked really good.
Yeah,
this is a hit outfit, and I feel like it's not praised enough, but I'm praising it now. So she meets him like on the upper level of the restaurant that's like all empty, and they're very flirty. He's like, "You're late," and she's like, "By like 3 minutes."
Hey, listen, as to me, that's a sign of a little bit of disrespect, because it's like, look, if we are playing this, you know what I'm saying, like, you gotta show me that my time is valuable just as yours. So even a few minutes, like, obviously I'm not gonna like go off on a person for 3 minutes late, but like, yeah, I'm gonna take that as a little bit of like, I'm gonna take a little bit of offense to that if you're showing up late to a date. Like, if we agree at 7, like, at least be there at 7. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not 7:10, 7:15. It's like, we gotta make moves.
I will say the only time it's probably a little acceptable to be late is for AMC movies, where there is a solid half hour of
No, fuck that. No, fuck that.
I'm kidding. I like the
previews. I'm a fucking previews guy. If I fucking miss the previews because you sit there late, I'm pissed. Okay?
Although I was racing to a movie this last weekend, and it was raining here in LA, so it was like, I had to be a little more.
That's different.
But I was at a certain point. I was like, shit, I'm gonna be late for this movie, and I was like, wait, no, I'm not. It starts at 4:45, but I have easily another like 10 minutes before I really gotta worry.
Yeah. But see, but also thing too is like, because I like to see previews, so I need to get there before, like, at least 15 minutes before the preview starts, so I can get snacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's because I'm a snacks person. Like, I don't have to have like a full smorgasbord of snacks when I'm in the theater, but it's gotta have popcorn and a soda. So
I want a popcorn and Coke. If I'm really treating myself, and I usually do this when I do solo movies by myself, I want to get there in time to get the mozzarella sticks from.
Ooh, yeah, or like some like the chicken poppers or something that, or like like a hot pretzel. Yeah. Sometimes, because I do that too when I'm treating myself. Like, I add a little something extra. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you got to get there earlier so you can, because the hot food be taking like 10.
Hot food takes forever.
Yeah, hot food take a minute at the theater, so you got to get in there when it's there.
Yeah. But that's not what they're doing. They're at like a fancy restaurant, and he has like kind of a full like semi-traditional like Russian like meal laid out. There's like potatoes with dill. I can't remember the other things, but he also halibut.
Yeah.
Aspic, which is, as she describes it, basically it is like a meat jello.
Meat jello. Yeah. It's good though.
Is it? I've never had it.
It's good. Yeah. It's good, especially with potatoes. It's just like throwing a little bit like a spread on potato. It's nice.
That does sound good. Yeah. I mean, if it's good enough for Julia Child to devote a whole chapter in her cookbook about it.
Oh, I'm Julia Child.
But anyway, they're talking about like how late it is, and he's like, "Oh, I'm usually up all night painting anyway." Artist. Creative.
And technically, like, a late dinner like that in Russia is kind of common, because like that's also another city where, like, especially like in the capital cities and stuff like that, like the big overseas, like there's like these all night nightclubs and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's like there's like places where you can still go and eat late night. You know what I'm saying? Like while you're out partying. So this is the culture is of that.
Yeah,
or can
be. He this is where he corrects her on the pronunciation, because she calls him Alexander, and he's like, it's Alexander.
Yeah.
More of a, which with the Russian spelling, which never learned, I take Russian, is it's more closer to how you pronounce it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I wasn't mad about him correcting us. Like, that's why he says his name. Say his name right.
I mean, I correct people. I don't like me. I don't like. I would know we've talked about this. I don't like nicknames for Elizabeth, so I always prefer as I call it, the full Elizabeth.
No Lizzies, no Beths, no.
Nope. I think I have said this, and I'll say it again because we're manifesting out here in 2023, and we booked the ticket for Ireland, Scotland, folks.
Yes.
No, the only person allowed to call me Lizzie is my imaginary Scottish husband while we're out on the moors somewhere, and he goes, "I'll love you, Lizzie," and I'm like, "I love this." Yes.
Oh man, I love it. Y'all don't even get what just happened. I love it. All right.
The full fan. Is it a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby? When I close my eyes, you're coming to take me? Yes.
It's fine.
But it's a dream. Anyway, so she does explain that her real job is writing a column for a newspaper.
Yeah.
And she mentions Studio 54 and kind of asks him about it, and he's like, what is there to remember about it? He's like, I don't think much about the past. He kind of focuses on the present and the future.
Yeah, I mean, like that's because sure, those were like great fun times in his life, but it's like it wasn't like that wasn't his entire life. Like that was just experiences that he had. So to him, it's nothing. Like some people, they probably think about it like if you were around during the Studio 54 days, they probably still reminisce. That was probably like the highlight of their life, if nothing else, But he's clearly done other things since then. It's like, it's like somebody talking about high school, you know what I'm saying? It's like, the people that moved on after high school and went to go do other things don't really talk about high school anymore. But the people
that's how you know they're cool, man.
Right. Like the people that, their coolest point, their peak was high school. They were like, the popular kid or whatever. And then after that, that was nothing. They're the ones that still talk about that shit.
Yeah, that's how we know he's super cool, because he like barely gives a shit about Studio 50.
Studio 50 fucking 4, which is like historic, and like the happenings there and the stories there that people are told about. It's like crazy shit. He's just like, that was that was a decade.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's some shit that happened.
So they're still talking, and he talks about liking New York City. I didn't quite catch everything, but he's like. He said something along the lines of like, there's no kind of phony smile to it, which I get. Yeah. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because I like the description. I've seen this where people are like, New Yorkers are not nice, but they're kind.
Yeah.
Like, and that,
somebody for help, they'll help you. Yeah, they'll help you. But they ain't gonna like walk up to you randomly and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, none of that shit. But if you say, hey, can you show me or tell me what train to get on? They're like, it's the L train, C train, whatever.
Yeah. And then also, side note, they're having fruit and tea at dinner, and there are these beautiful Russian tea glasses he has that I've seen versions of them before. I learned about them in my Russian classes. I've coveted glasses like that forever because they're just gorgeous. It's like a glass cylinder that sits in like a silver thing with a handle, so you can have like hot tea in a glass. So cool looking. And they're just gorgeous. Also, they were like, they said they sweeten their tea with black cherries. I was like, man, I have never had black cherry sweetened tea. That sounds delicious. I don't like cherries, but I get why people would like that. I totally. Wait, you don't like no form of cherry? Not even like a black, because black cherries are much sweeter. That's like the stuff like they usually put in like a cocktail, like an old fashioned or something like that. I love a black cherry. Not for me. Oh man, you missing out, man. I know. My life. That's the only kind of licorice I will. If it's a black cherry licorice, I'll eat that. Other than that, it's black licorice all day. Oh, my life would be better if I wasn't such a picky eater. But I'm like, listen, we are who we are, baby. Don't feel bad. I'm not. It's not like I work for Big Cherry or anything like that. I'm not gonna have you assassinated. Hey, she don't like cherries. Get her out of here. Get her. Take the shot. She's fucking up sales. Take the shot. We got one. We got a cherry here to take the shot. Thanks, Jeff. But then this is like a really cute little exchange too. She's like, oh, I'm not really a big fruit person. He's like, no, take a banana for breakfast and like, put it in your purse or whatever. And so she does. And then he goes, is there a banana in your purse, or are you happy to see me? Yeah. Yeah, because she was like, yeah, because he was like talking about all this like serious stuff. She's like, don't you ever like joke or have fun? And like that was a good joke, by the way. It was solid. It was a good joke. Yeah, it was a good joke. I was like, all right. He won her over with that. He got her now. So they pull up to the gallery and they get out.
By the way, that's the funny that most women say when they want a guy to be funny. Like they don't want him to be like make them fall over really laughing and shit like hard like that. Some women do, but most of them just want like cleverly funny.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of funny that most
or
women
like cute funny. He really thinks that was like a hilarious like thing, and that's like so adorable.
Yeah.
No, that's
Fellas, take
100%
notes.
accurate.
Yeah, take notes, fellas.
And I also want a man who could do this, though. They get to the gallery, pull up in the cab, and get out, and Carrie's like, oh, I forgot my purse in the cab. And he literally goes flying. He like runs and like leaps over shit.
Yeah.
And races down the street to catch the cab. And I was like, I think they included that to remind you of his ballet background.
Yo, my man was moving too. He's like 50 something. You know, they did the
53.
calculation. He's like 53, and my man was moving like he was 30.
Yeah.
My man was gone. And hell, I even know some 30-year-olds that can't even move like that. You know what I mean? Like leaping over shit, sprinting and shit. My man was gone.
Yeah. But they get he
a person like Carrie forgetting her purse, that seems unlikely. I feel like she's the kind of person that has that shit attached to her, you know, especially since it's like part of her outfit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little surprising, but
yeah,
you know, perhaps she's distracted by her Russian lover.
Sure, I'll give you that. Fine,
but
fine.
But he catches the cab. He gets the bag, and they go inside the gallery, and sure enough, the artist is there. She's like wide awake, and he's like, yeah, see. You know,
some truth from time to time.
Yeah. So they get back outside and they hail a cab, and the driver gets there, and the driver speaks Russian, and so obviously so does Alexander. So they talk a little, and the cab drives away. She's like, wait, where's the cab going? He's like, oh, I told him to wait so we could have a proper goodbye or a proper good night. Mm-hmm. And she like thanks him for dinner, and he's like, well, I live nearby. And she's like, I thought you said you lived downtown. He's like, that's nearby.
He's like, listen, if you want to go, it's always nearby, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's nearby if you want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like she jokes, she's like, oh, this is your Studio 54 side kind of coming out. And he calls her funny and light again, which that's all I want someone to call me. Oh my God.
You know, I'm surprised that a little bit I'm surprised that she's into it. Like clearly she likes older guys, but like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm a snob, but he didn't have the best looking teeth. Like them teeth were a little bit yeller.
He's from the former Soviet Union.
I don't care. It's called dental health. Okay, dental health. Okay, you've been in the States for how long? You were in Canada. The shit is free. The fuck's going on, my boy?
Leave him alone. He's a great ballet.
If he was from England, I'd maybe let that slide because I know like that's still a stigma and shit like that. Sometimes in some places people don't be like really take care of their teeth. But you were in Canada, you were living in New York, and nobody ever told you that your teeth should not be brown, my guy. His teeth were brown.
It's called living through the era where everybody smoked.
No.
And like children smoke in Russia, okay? Like calm down.
No.
Sorry,
unacceptable.
That's such a stereotype. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Russia.
We're about to have a wow. Oh my God. You just screwed us both. We're gonna go missing. People are like, hey, when's the next episode? Never. Chris and Elizabeth are gone.
There is no next episode.
There is no next episode. They're done.
There was never podcast.
For real, our whole existence about to be erased. Putin coming for us. How dare you? How dare you? Hope that joke was worth it.
It was.
It was.
But I think they imply she does not go home with him, but they do kiss.
No, she doesn't. Yeah, they do kiss. Yeah, no, she doesn't go home. She doesn't go home because he asked her. He was like, she's after she makes that comment about like, oh, you can't take the 54 out of the board, but you take him out of the 54. And he asked her like, not tonight. She says no.
Yeah,
so but they do kiss. Again, I'm surprised. Like I said, the teeth was fucking me up. I ain't no way. Let me say, listen, I don't care how fine a girl is. Okay, okay. You can have Anna Darmus like sitting right in front of me. Okay, if she had brown teeth like that, get off me. Well, unacceptable. You are a whole celebrity. Why your teeth brown? Get off me. Take it somewhere else.
Noted.
Take it back to Affleck. I don't want to.
No, he's happily reunited with my girl.
I don't care.
Actually, she's not my girl.
Wait,
I don't hate her,
but
it...
I think they broke up again too. By the way,
nope.
They didn't.
Nope,
okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Still going strong.
Okay.
He's in a Dunkin' commercial now. Finally, after all this time.
Listen, I don't know what took them so long to get him. Honestly, I don't know what took them. It's like the Die Hard commercial with Bruce Willis. It's like, what took y'all so long to get this man?
Hands down, my favorite paparazzi shots of all time are Ben Affleck with Duncan smoking on his porch, picking up his Amazon packages. Priceless.
Yeah.
Sorry, real quick before we move on.
Please.
One other fun fact about Mikhail Baryshnikov that I forgot to mention earlier. He has a child with Jessica Lange, and he did not speak a ton of English when they first met, and so they conversed in French, which I don't know why that sounds really hot, because it's two hot people speaking French who made a baby together. I just love it.
That's awesome. That's actually pretty cool. Like, they found a way to like make it happen.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak much English." She's like, "I got you, fam."
You know what? French. That upsets me a little bit because I took French in high school, and you know who was the best student in our class? A fucking Russian exchange student.
You know,
he came over and was like speaking. It was like all English, like we were all trash. Like, we were all trash compared to him. Like, he just like basically was already like a master of the language, and he came and it was like easy. But I think he just took that class to get an easy A because like
it's we don't teach enough second language shit when we're
we don't.
We don't in America.
No, we don't.
And that's why like.
And there it's mandatory. I mean, like after a certain point, they don't have to take it anymore. But I think like starting from like elementary school up until like
we don't start till high school half the time. And it's not that you can't learn it and become fluent from that point, but it's a little harder probably than it needs to be. But if you're starting kids, kindergarten or earlier, and you're doing like Spanish or French, any language basically, on top of English, you will get them to. They also become better students.
Overall. I mean, because people who are actually like more people who know like multiple languages are very intelligent. So you have to be to understand and have all that basically information in your brain if you're thinking about that. So no, I wish we did do that, man. Because when I was in Germany, like I'm talking to people, like most people over there in Europe, at least 3 languages, at least 3. You know what I'm saying? Whatever language they're born, if they're German, they obviously speak German because that's like their home language. Then they're speaking like a French or like a Spanish and something else. Like when I was in Austria, this girl was speaking Spanish, Italian, German, and English. I was like, you are way too qualified to be a receptionist at a hotel. What the fuck are you doing? You need to be at a goddamn embassy somewhere. What the fuck? But here's the thing. Over there, that's normal shit. Yeah. Everybody do that shit. So it's like it's not like that, but she came over here, she'd be fucking, some executive somewhere in a goddamn embassy or, working, what I mean? Like that, because like that's nobody does that here. Yeah.
It's one of the many problems we
gotta step it up, USA. We gotta step it up.
But anywho's,
and English is not even the original language of this country, so let's get it. Let's figure it the fuck out. Yeah, let's figure it the fuck out. Anyway,
who would you like to talk about next?
I would love to talk about. I think the juicier story is Miranda, so we can save hers to the end. I think. We gotta go Samantha.
Yeah. And then we can kind of do Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Samantha's story is pretty simple. She, at the brunch that we mentioned earlier, she takes out reading glasses. And they're like reading glasses, by the way, picking on her. They're like, are those the ones you get by the Ben Gay at like the drugstore? She's like, they're Chanel. So go fuck yourself, basically.
Yeah, they were roasting her so hard. Yeah. For them glasses, like, man, not you. They were roasting her up, bro.
But she's like, roast me all you want. I have a hot young dude. I'm fucking nonstop.
And y'all single except for Charlotte. Not single, but
But like, don't
because Carrie was roasting the hardest, but it's like, I'm sorry, who's your man? Yeah. Who you got? What you doing? Who you going home to? Who you got? Sorry? Nobody? I'm sorry.
No one? Okay.
Oh, that's crazy. Weird.
Yeah. And then she mentioned she's 45. So also at the brunch though, they notice that Samantha's like itching her crotch at the table. And they're like,
she kind of announces it because she's like, "Excuse me," and then goes right to I thought she was gonna get up to go to the bathroom. She was like, "Nope, got a scratch."
We all had to in some form or another, and you just slide your own hand down there quietly. You don't make a production out of it.
It's like even dudes, we don't be like, "Hey guys, I'm scratch my balls real quick." Like, no, you just
like it never occurred to me that guys do that because I don't notice because most normal, non-insane dudes just do it and call it a day.
Yeah.
But they're like, "What's up with that?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm growing my pubes out because Smith enjoys a full bush."
It was just, I mean, not gonna lie, looking at that guy's face, he doesn't seem like a person who's like, "Yeah, give me the bush." He seems like I like it bald kind of guy.
Yeah.
Back Steven, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But later on, Samantha is drying herself off post shower, which I am delighted they include this moment. I don't do it often, but if I'm in a rush,
okay,
sometimes the hair dryer comes in handy upstairs and downstairs.
Interesting. Okay.
I
just thought it kind of just like dried off on its own.
It does, but if you are trying to get dressed kind of right away,
sure.
Like that's the region that stays dampest longest.
Yes. For obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons. Also under your
your
boobies.
Yeah.
Who amongst us?
Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. Yeah. That's not strange at all.
She's kind of doing all that.
Oh my God. I used to know a guy who would go straight from the shower to put on his clothes and then like go to his day. Yes. Every time he did it, like sometimes like me and him were like friends growing up in high school. Like sometimes I spend the night and he would just like come out of the shower. I'm like, "Why is your shirt? Like, what are those little, why you got water?" I was like, he's like, "Yeah, I just got out of the shower." I'm like, "Did you towel off first? You psycho? What's wrong with you?" Man?
I'll towel off everywhere. Sometimes I'll waste a towel drying the bits and just throw that towel aside and call it a day.
Don't say the bits. It's like business. It's not business. It's not bits. Okay.
I can call it what I want.
The bits. Oh no. But
okay, she notices a gray hair. She goes to tweeze it, but she stops because she'll mention it later. But there is a myth if you pluck out one gray hair, like 6 more grow back. That's not true.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I know.
What I think it means is you pluck the one and then you'll notice the other 6.
That's what I think. That's what I think. It's probably more of that. But now tell me if this is true, because women have told me this. I hear when you shave your legs, if it's cold outside, it makes the hair grow back faster.
I don't know if it's growth. I think your skin retracts and it makes it seem like the hair grew back faster.
Okay.
Much like there was always the myth like, oh, if you shave your legs, it comes back thicker. That's not true. It's just because you cut the hair, and so the like thickest part of the follicle is what sticks out of your leg, basically. Not to be disgusting, but that's what it is.
That's not disgusting.
So it looks shorter and stumpier, therefore making you think it's coming back thicker, but it is in fact it's just hair, like it's just a normal hair follicle. So yeah, lots of shaving rumors, but I'll tell you one thing you're not supposed to fucking do: put box dye on your fucking crotch, which Samantha does. Now here's
because like the hair is not the same as the hair on your head. It's totally different. It's totally different.
Sure isn't. And
although to be honest, I wish the hair on my head was the same because it'd be a lot softer. Because pubic hair, it's not soft. It's okay. I don't care what kind of. There's no human being on this planet with soft pubic hair unless they out there conditioning their shit and like permanent and shit like that. Laying it down with fucking like wild oils and shit like that. If you're doing all that, hey, kudos to you. But all the pubic hair I've ever touched has been very coarse.
Yes,
very rough.
So yeah, and the other thing I find fascinating is that she grabbed like a blonde hair dye.
Is she blonde?
Naturally, who knows? Only
That's a good point. Yeah, naturally, yeah, that's true.
Who knows? But I believe I'm no doctor. I have not checked my blonde friend's pubes. But regardless, I think pubes still come in on the darker side. They don't come in blonde the way
Yeah,
she was
right.
trying to get
Yes.
them.
No, I think you're right.
Match.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right about
Because
that.
the dye job goes poorly and they come out orange.
Yep, sure does.
They look ridiculous.
Woo! Yeah.
And so at Brady's birthday party, which we'll get to, Samantha drags Carrie into the bathroom to talk to her about this, and she's like, "You're overreacting," and she's like, "No, I can't have like."
By the way, another thing too. I mean, I know we keep harping on Carrie for this, but it's so weird. It's like as soon as Samantha starts talking about this stuff, she's like eating, Carrie's eating pasta, and then like when Samantha brings it up, all of a sudden like she doesn't want to eat the pasta anymore. Like it's like making her sick. And it's like you're a sex columnist. How is this?
Yeah.
Like how is this shocking to your senses? Like this is. Like your friend is talking about a vagina, which you also have a vagina.
Yeah.
Why are you freaking out?
But yeah,
although to be fair, she is eating pasta that kind of looks like a vagina, so maybe that's what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because she is trying to be like, you're worried about the aging stuff, and she's like, no, basically she's like, my vagina can't look old. No one wants to fuck grandma's pussy.
Grandma's pussy, she said. That shit
so funny.
Had me on the floor. I was like, did she just say grandma's pussy?
Yes.
I mean, maybe you can answer this. Does it age? Because I feel like it probably looks basically the same forever, right?
I mean, I would assume until you get really old, it looks
right. Maybe, yeah, maybe then, but
I would say generally it's about the same.
Yeah, it's like I don't think, and also too, she's worried about that. But you really think a guy is gonna notice if your vagina's looking old? Like,
so not gonna care.
No, you can show me a 21-year-old vagina and a 35-year-old vagina, and it's gonna look the same to me. Okay, we don't notice that kind of shit. Even if you tell me, oh, one's 21 and one's 35, and try to tell me which one is, or try to say, guess which one is one. I'm gonna assume it's if they look similar, I'm assuming it's the same vagina. That's all I'm assuming.
It's the same picture. That joke.
Like yeah, like I don't. There's no guy out there, especially this guy. He's in his 20s. He
doesn't know.
He
probably doesn't even know what like any young chick he's made. He probably doesn't know what her vagina looks like.
Listen. He can't. You couldn't compare the two. Like that's like asking me to pick a vagina out of a lineup. I couldn't tell you if you line up 5. You know what I'm saying? Like you can line up 5 of my ex's vaginas, and I couldn't tell you whose belongs to who unless it's like the ones that were different ethnicities. That's the only one. That's the only way.
Right. Like that's probably the only way to know.
That's the only way.
Yeah. But Samantha's in her freak out mode about it.
Yeah.
And she tells Carrie she didn't want to pluck it because of the gray hair myth. And so that she reveals what she did instead. And she flashes Carrie to show the overdyed.
Again, also, she's still shocked, but I'm like, Carrie, how long have you been friends with this woman? How does this shock you?
Right. That's a great point because
I mean, we got at least 6 years we're talking right now for seasons, 6 seasons, 6 years. So you listened on her for 6 years. How is it shocking for you?
I'll save the Charlotte joke. Is so perfect.
Yeah.
Because at the brunch, basically Charlotte announces she's pregnant. We'll get to that, but then Samantha does the crotch itch and explains the whole thing, but Charlotte doesn't care. She's like, everything's the same, but I'm pregnant, and she's just so blissfully happy. And so Carrie, get with the fucking program.
Get with the program. As I say, at least 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's relationship from before the series starts. Yes, implied, but like you've known her for at least 6 years now. Yeah. This should not be shocking to you. If anything, it should be hilarious. You should be like, you got yellow or orange boobs now. Hilarious.
Yeah. And so later, Samantha approaches Smith in the shortest robe I've ever seen, by the way. Like, it's not really a robe.
Come on.
Like a top. Yeah, but it's like way short.
Come
It's almost showing her vagina area off. But anyway, she's like, I shaved, and he's like, bummer.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's all he cared about. He didn't even like. He just wanted her to have some hair down there. That's all he wanted.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck. Like an old new fucking you. What like we don't care. Like there's no way we're gonna notice that. I'm telling you. 21 and 35, it don't matter. Like the only way we could maybe tell is like how it feels on us. That we don't. That's the only way we could. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. But even then,
yeah,
if it's healthy, we don't know.
And also, but she lies about why she did it. Yeah. She's like, I am a busy lady, and I don't have time for you to be looking around down there. I need you to get to work. And I want to make things nice and simple, and that's the end of that.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, I'm not even like mad about that. One, it's just it was a good enough improv.
Yeah,
you know, it's like solid. She's like, yeah, because she is a working lady. She is busy. You know, clearly, you know, she likes to get down to business, and so she can get back to her life. So,
somebody said business.
So, bitch.
Gotcha.
All right, fair enough. You can say business from now on. You got me. But we're still working on bits, though. That's the new one we got to work on.
It's the British like naughty bits. That's where I was.
Naughty bits. Yeah, that's true. I like that. Or front fanny, as they sometimes refer to it. Front fanny. So it's referred to.
I know, it's so wild that like fanny is really dirty in the UK, and we're just like, it's a fanny pack. You fill in your fanny, and they're like, Jesus Christ, when you say that.
Oh my God, yeah. When I was in England, I said fanny, and they were like, oh, nope. They were like, whoa. I was like, I'm sorry, y'all say the C word and fanny's bad?
Right. You're dropping the C word like there ain't no tomorrow.
Casually, bro.
To your friends. Like to your friends are
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's weird how
things translate.
Yeah. Consider we're also speaking their language, so you would think that the C word would also be as casual as theirs is.
No. Anyway. So would you like to do Charlotte and then end on Miranda?
I think so. I think that's a juicier story. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset with Miranda after this episode, but let's get into it.
So as I said, Charlotte comes to the brunch and announces she's pregnant. It's very, very early. She's only like 3 weeks along.
3 weeks, yeah. But you know, give it up for Charlotte. Like she's so excited. This is like literally everything she's been waiting on. Yeah. And I was happy for her, man. I was.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, you know,
because this is we should forewarn anybody. This is a bit of a sad storyline, kind of a trigger.
Probably already know where it's coming. Where it's going.
Fair warning for.
Yeah. If you didn't watch the episode, which is I don't know why you're still here. If you didn't watch the episode, it's weird for you, but
care warning for pregnancy loss, because that's what happens to Charlotte. So, on the day that Carrie makes the date with Alexander, like she gets another phone call. She thinks it's him again, and it's Harry, and he tells Carrie the sad news that Charlotte had the pregnancy loss and is obviously beyond depressed. She's like just on her couch.
Yeah.
And Carrie comes over right away, and Harry's like, she said she didn't want me to call anybody, but she, he totally did.
By the way, kudos to him because he did the right thing. Like,
this is why everybody loves Harry. Harry is such a fucking solid dude.
Yeah, he could sit there and he could talk to her about it and try to, but like, this is kind of these are moments where like you need another like female energy and presence and somebody that can like really give her that kind of comfort that she kind of needs in that moment.
And also, and in all fairness to Harry, Carrie's known her longer, so she's known more about the whole like pregnancy struggle and the thing. So Carrie kind of comes over and is comforting, and Harry's like, hey, the doctor said the good news is that they got pregnant, and just because we had a pregnancy loss doesn't mean we can't get pregnant again. It's impossible.
Is that true, B?
It entirely depends, but there are people who have and I keep saying pregnancy loss because it's my understanding that that's now kind of the preferred description of it versus miscarriage, because miscarriage kind of implies that you fucked up somehow. And
it does. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like placing blame on the person.
And it's not. sometimes they just don't work
I mean,
out.
sometimes it can be your fault, but like most times
Yeah.
it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's entirely possible to have pregnancy loss and then go on to get pregnant again. You know, a lot. Apparently, it's a newer thing to me, but I've read a lot, especially couples that have been struggling with infertility for a long time. If they've had multiple losses and then are pregnant and carry to term, they call it a rainbow baby because the baby, you know, is sort of like the rainbow, you know,
the
miracle baby,
Yeah.
basically. Although I keep reading that people, they're so excited to have the kid, then they overspoil them and they turn them into little jerks. You can't do that. Yes, they are a miracle and it's wonderful and everybody's happy you had the baby, but you cannot make them little a-holes just because they were so special to you.
Yeah, you gotta have that balance. But I'm
Gotta
sure,
have
but
that
it's
balance.
gotta be hard though. Like if that's
It's
something
gotta
you've
be
been,
hard.
if you, especially if you know the people, you
If
know,
you've
think about
wanted
people
it
who've been
for so
wanted it for
long.
so long, went through like treatments, made
Yeah.
medication, did like the shots and all that other shit, and you know, yeah, man.
You're gonna act like it's the second coming. Like, you know,
Right.
people love their
You're
kids.
basically gonna worship that kid as a god.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard not to do that.
Yeah, and everybody loves their kids and wants to spoil them and stuff like that.
Mm.
That's just sort of like an overboard thing. But that's, you know,
yeah.
you can only do that so long. Anyway, excuse me, and Charlotte tells Carrie that she can't go to Brady's first birthday party, which
I totally get.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
There are people who get mad about that sort of thing, and I think that's actually the most responsible thing she could have done.
Yeah, because she'd be sitting there like how she's feeling. She like, you know, I mean, ultimately she does kind of persevere, but like imagine her feeling the way she's feeling in this moment.
Yeah,
all upset that she just lost a baby, and then seeing somebody with a baby, like celebrating their baby's first birthday, like that's hard, man.
And frankly, someone with a baby who kind of
don't want to have a baby. Yeah, who doesn't even want a baby, bro?
Or barely wants a baby.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah.
I mean,
and it's like,
yeah,
you know, barely like kind of starting to come into like, you know, normal motherhood, you know, after a year.
Yeah. But you know, but that's the thing, you know, if you have that kind of loss or whatever, it can be very hard to be around kids, obviously. And so Charlotte does the right thing for herself and for her friends, knowing like it's gonna be too hard. It's just gonna be too hard right now.
Yeah.
So Harry does go to the birthday party, and yeah, I can imagine.
Also, good move on him.
Solid move.
So to show presence, you know, brings a gift, shows a presence. Like, look, just want you to know, like, you know, it ain't nothing personal. Just she's going through some shit, and even though you understand, it's still a good gesture for him to be.
Yeah. Again, this is why Harry often tops best boyfriend list. Of the show. So Charlotte's at home. She's watching TV and she's totally just like zoned out until she comes across the Elizabeth Taylor True Hollywood story. And she perks up a little. Yeah. Now it is interesting. Like there's I think one or two other mentions of Charlotte's like love and interest in Elizabeth Taylor.
Okay.
What do you call it? In previous episodes. But as she's watching the True Hollywood story, which I miss those. Those are great.
Yeah, those are fun.
She takes inspiration from Elizabeth Taylor, kind of overcoming, because you know, I think people have their notions and whatnot about Elizabeth Taylor. She did kind of overcome a lot. She lost her husband. Kind of speaking of the ones, it's sort of the one that she maybe like loved the most outside of Richard Burton, who she married twice. But that one was really whatever level of love she had for him. The guy died in a plane crash. It's devastating, no matter how much you feel about him.
Yeah.
It's just devastating. She had a bad like a pneumonia thing, almost died, had to have like trachea surgery, and she had like a scar from it that you could see sometimes in movies, sometimes not, kind of depending on how they covered it. And then she's a fascinating figure. I actually should read a little more about her. I think I've brought this up before. I can highly recommend the book Furious Love about her and Richard Burton, and it touches on both their lives in pretty solid detail. And it is a fascinating, like, you know, sort of exploration of how we kind of got to the paparazzi stuff we have now with actors. They truly were the ones who kicked it off the way it was, you know, the way we think of it now. And then also, you know, Elizabeth Taylor became very involved in AIDS charities and fundraising and things like that, because she had a lot of friends in the gay community and lost a lot of friends to AIDS when it was at its epidemic level in the 80s and stuff like that. And I think she's the one who started the Red Ribbon thing. Can't remember, but she donated tons and tons of money up until her death to those kinds of things. So she is, I think people write her off. She's a Hollywood actress. You know, modern people think of her Golden Globes thing where she was like Gladiator, presenting, and she was a little maybe drunk or whatever. But she is actually a very interesting and smart and like tough, cool person. And so you can kind of see where Charlotte vibes with that. And so at the end of the special about her, Charlotte kind of goes and gets cleaned up, gets glammed up, gets her hair in an updo, classic pink dress, sunglasses. She looks like she's going doing breakfast at Tiffany's, actually, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, she did come out dressed up pretty like nicely. But I think some people may say that it was in poor taste. I don't think that it was. I think that was like,
no.
I think it was actually a great gesture for her to show up like dressed
totally.
like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, she wasn't even planning on being there. Like everybody knew she was gonna be sad. And the fact that she showed up and like dressed up, it put real effort into like being there and making sure that everybody know like she actually wants to be here. That's actually a gesture to me.
Because if she showed up looking the way she looked on the couch, barefaced, hair's a mess, sloppy clothes, it wouldn't send the same message that she's like, coming out of the depression a little.
Yeah,
which
trying to show
support.
Totally
justified to be in said depression.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the like I put it in the effort, and I'm here, looking good. Yeah, she's not like trying to one up somebody at this party or whatever.
No, not at all.
Kid's first birthday.
She's just trying to show that like I actually want to be here. Like this is not just some like me trying to make myself feel better or make you feel better. This is
exactly me
wanting to be here.
Yeah. So it's a sad episode for Charlotte, but she comes through it okay in the end. And that's part of why we love Charlotte.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Speaking of birthday parties, though, let's get to Miranda.
Yeah. Yeah. Miranda. Yeah. I'm gonna let you kick it off because I'm just.
All right. So Robert comes over. He's got pizza with a smaller box. And they're kissing and whatnot, and he's like, "Oh, the smaller box is a surprise." And they're about to get eating the pizza and whatnot, though, and he gets a page. One of his players on the Knicks broke his knee skateboarding.
As you do. As you do as a apparently 6'7" basketball player in the NBA, you just ride skateboards. First of all, how do you even fit on a skateboard? You're too big. You're too big. I feel like
guys do that shit. Guys are dumb.
Yes. Correct. However, your big ass shouldn't be on no goddamn skateboard. You 6'7". How you 1 foot can fit on that damn skateboard. Even if you get a long board, you're barely.
That's true. I never thought.
You know what I'm saying? Like skateboards about this big. You know what I'm saying? Because like most like guys that tall, like they're brand size 13 or 14. The skateboard itself ain't nothing but like 20 inches. So 1 foot on that motherfucker, you already majority of the skateboard gone. Yeah. So how the fuck did you think you was gonna be on that skateboard trying to do tricks and shit like that? Just stupidity. Pure stupidity.
So he's got to leave, and so
I would have left him at the. By the way, I would even go to the hospital. Like, he's stupid. I'll come see him in the morning.
Goodbye. I'll talk to you.
Like a fucking size 14 shoe on a goddamn 20-inch goddamn skateboard. You deserve it.
You spend the night.
Take some painkillers, throw some morphine in his veins, and we'll see him in the morning.
But Miranda peeks at what's in the smaller cookie box, and it is the smaller box. It's a giant like chocolate chip cookie with "I love you" spelled out in chocolate chips.
Yeah.
And so she's like looks at it and starts to like
devour it. Yeah. She does. She didn't eat it. She devoured it.
She destroys it. She's just like losing her mind.
She picks it up, like starts taking it. She's like, nope, that's not good enough. Breaks it in half, and it's like she wants it gone. She does not want it to exist.
And so she calls Carrie and she's like, Robert said I love you on a cookie. And tells her,
to be fair, that's not the way you want to tell somebody you love them, by the way.
no.
It's not. I get, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like
a late, that's a post I love you cute gesture at a later time.
Right. Yeah. Correct.
That's not how you admit it for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. And at least, because, like, also too, like, if you had to leave, I would have been like, hey, let me take this, I'll bring the surprise back.
This part's a surprise. I'm taking
right,
because
like, okay, if you're gonna put it on a cookie, fine, but you have to be present. Like, did you really think she wasn't gonna look in that box when you left? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Come on. That's just, yeah. Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, like, if he brought like a fucking, a ring and set it on the counter, it's like, that's for after dinner. You think she ain't gonna look? And
she's not gonna try it on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on. Shit.
So she admits to eating the whole thing, and she's like, I feel like I did it because if I did that, I wouldn't have to confront it. It wouldn't be there. And Carrie's like, well, what's freaking you out more? Is it that he said it or that it was on a cookie? And Miranda's like, he's great. And Carrie's like, yeah, I hate to break it to you. He's perfect.
I mean, honestly, though, as far as like, this is, I mean, please don't take this as an offense, but this is like such a like great example of like women say they want this, but then actually want this type of thing, right? Because like literally on paper, he is everything that Miranda wants. He's got a good career. He's mature. He's good with Brady. He treats her well, and like they don't he's being handsome, dumb handsome, and like I mean that he literally checks off all her boxes, and she's still hesitant.
Yeah,
she's still like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't feel it. Like, what?
But
sorry, Tom Brady.
Yeah. Well.
She said,
oh my god. So I have this running joke thing. Actually, I have a legit running joke thing with a friend about the movie 80 for Brady that's coming out.
That's a thing? Okay.
Yeah, it's about 4 older ladies who are presumably close to age 80 or around there. It's like Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, Lily Tomlin, and Sally Field, and they're all trying to get to like whichever one of the Super Bowls with Tom Brady, like it's from a few years ago. But the movie is coming out now. It's like loosely based on a true story or something like that. And I laughed. A friend of mine, he keeps going. He's like, "Who is this movie for? What is this movie? I don't understand. Like, why is this movie happening?" He like can't handle it. And so then
it's for the studio so they can write a tax write-off. That's what
I happened to be talking to my dad, who was actually about to turn 70 this year. And he said something, he's like, I might go see that. And I went, and I was like, that's probably not for me. And he was like, oh, is it like the age thing? I was like, no, I actually love all those ladies I just listed. I don't care for Tom Brady. That's actually legit what's stopping me from watching that movie.
Listen, he might not even be in it. Sometimes
no, he's in it.
He's definitely. Oh, he's in
the trailer.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
But then I laughed super hard. I was buying tickets on the AMC app. Sponsor us, AMC. I fucking love your shit.
For real though, we both. I mean, that's like my favorite movie theater. So like hook it up, AMC. Matter of fact, make sure you put that in the tags when you back this video.
Yeah,
I'm jotting down sponsor at AMC.
I jot down what to put the tags that we talk about, and I have like AMC.
Put one tag, sponsor us, and then AMC.
But I was buying the tickets for the movie Plane with Gerard Butler, which I happily saw. And when I logged into the app, there was like a notification and it was like, enter the 80 for Brady contest. And I sent the screen grab to my friend. He was like, oh my God. But anyway, so my dad said he wanted to see it. And so I texted my friend. I was like, I found the audience. It's my dad and his wife.
Listen, there's a lot of people in the New England area that are probably
going, yeah,
drooling at the bits to go see that movie. Yeah. So there's an audience. There's definitely an audience. It's probably gonna make it's gonna make way more money than you think it's gonna make.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's gonna, yeah. Anyway,
but what do you call it? They they're talking about Robert, and she's like, he's even helping plan Brady's first birthday party. Carrie's like, by the way, I'm not coming to that if there's a clown.
I feel that. I'm not afraid of clowns, but it's like I don't really.
I'm not like afraid of them,
Yeah, me
but
either.
like I don't, if I have my druthers,
I don't need that. I don't need that energy around me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think kids like clowns that much. To be honest with you, I really don't think they do. I really don't think that they do. I think that's just us like putting that on them. You know what I mean?
Like
us as adults, man.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I'm sure there's some kids that like clowns. I'm sure,
well,
of course, right?
Killer kids.
I'm sure there's some some future juggalos in the.
Oh, insane clown posse for the win from Michigan, baby.
Yeah, baby.
What do you call it? So later, they're Miranda and Robert are prepping for Brady's birthday party, and he asks, "You gonna mention the cookie? It was 5 days ago."
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I was going to. He's like, give me a second. He's like, bitch, that was 5 days ago. That's a whole week.
And she's like, well, I ate the whole thing, and it was so good. And she's like, did you read what it said?
You know what? And like, she was really cool about it. She could have been like, oh, I didn't see it say anything. Like, she could have opened it upside down and just started eating it.
Yeah, she could have been like, oh, it said something. I just started eating the cookie.
Yeah.
But she's not that slick.
She's not that slick.
And she's like,
she's honest.
Oh, it's so sweet, so sweet. And that's kind of where that scene ends, because the next clip is her watching.
Yeah, because he's like, what do you think? And she's like, it's sweet. I was like, that's basically the equivalent of, that's nice. When somebody says I love you, that's nice.
Scene. And so she's watching Jules and Mimi, where they're openly saying, I love you, Jules, I love you, Mimi.
Yeah.
And it's making her feel terrible, and she calls Carrie again, and she's like, I am so fucked up. And she's like, I can't say I love you. I feel like other people say it no problem. And she recounts what just happened with the cookie and stuff. And Carrie's like, well, kind of the bigger question is, well, do you love him? Do you love him?
Right.
And she's like,
to be fair, again, the cookie, putting it on the cookie thing was not the move, but like, you shouldn't be freaking out that hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And she's like, I can't, how can I say I love him if I can't say the words? And she's like, I thought when I met the one, all my bullshit would fall away and I would just be able to say it. And it makes her kind of question.
By the way, hated that line too, because it's like, no, just because you meet a good person doesn't mean that your shit that you ain't dealt with, like your traumas, your past, your insecurities, all that shit. If you don't deal with those beforehand, you're just gonna fuck it up anyway because you didn't deal with that shit. It's always gonna be baggage that stays with you.
Yeah. And but it makes her question if he's the one, because he's a perfect guy, and she's like, I feel like this is gonna kind of ruin my life, or I'm fucking up my life by not telling him I love you. And Carrie's like, all right, it's calm down, sleep on it, stop watching Jules and Mimi.
Don't live your life through a fucking sitcom. Weird.
Yeah. So later there is a fucking clown at Brady's birthday party
because Steve's mom,
the lovely drunken ass Aunt Mira returns. Love her. Ben Stiller's mom.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Also, I just think of her as one of the Perkinses from Heavyweights. She was the camp counselor. Yeah. She was, his dad and his mom were the camp counselor owners.
Heavyweights.
Fucking that movie is such a good one. Underrated Disney.
It's a good one.
It's really underrated.
So she's like, yeah, it's because Steve gets there with the cake. He's like, who's the clown from? And they're like, your mom. And she's like, the kids love it. And they're like, Brady is literally the only baby at this party.
Yeah, there's no other kids. Like, were there any other kids at that party?
No. Which I find kind of weird, but
he's also one.
He's one. I mean, it's mostly
you don't really 1-year-old. I feel like at least 1 to 3, you don't really need to have other kids there, and then maybe at like 4 and 5, that's when you
Four
start,
is 4 or 5 is what you
taking
start.
them to the park and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and they start making friends, and that's
Yeah, because
that's
like
different.
are babies really friends? Like are 1-year-olds really friends with each other, or do you just kind of sit them next to each other on a blanket?
Yeah,
all the
no,
bed?
I mean the only thing like 1-year-olds, the only way that they're like have friends is like if you have if like the parents have friends that also have a 1-year-old, or like
Yeah.
family that has 1-year-old like cousins or something like that. That's about it. There's no
Yeah.
friends with nah, dude.
But so there is only kid there. She's like, the clown can answer the door, and Debbie shows up too. She's clearly way more comfortable with Steve's mom, which I find really funny.
Oh yeah, they like love each other.
They're
She's like,
vibing.
hey, they're like hugging, and she's like, oh, do you want a beer? Like
Yeah.
that's like they're digging each
They're
other.
just cracking open Budweisers at this baby's birthday party.
I mean, look, I get it.
I
listen,
mean,
if there is a time to drink at a kid's party, it's definitely the one when you're a party, because
yeah,
kid ain't gonna remember that now. When they're like 6 and 7, maybe keep the booze out of there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly.
Somebody gonna
like,
embarrass somebody. You're gonna traumatize a kid drinking and shit.
And I love Carrie gets there and the clown like honks the horn at her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" She's like freaked out.
I mean,
Rightfully
yeah,
so.
yeah. Like she didn't want she's says she's scared of clowns. So like,
he was promised no clowns.
Yeah,
and that did not happen.
Yeah, because she told Miranda, "I don't want a clown." But I mean, obviously, it's not Miranda's fault because she didn't hire the clown. But still, that's this is when like you wish technology was a little better, because like that's when you send a text like, "Hey, sorry, but there's a clown."
alert! There's a clown.
Alert! Be aware. I know you're already on your way.
Yeah.
Feel free to turn around, but there is a clown.
So Debbie though compliments Miranda, and she's like, "I'm glad everything kind of worked out. Like it's you and Robert, and me and Steve." And Debbie's like, "Because I really love Steve."
Yeah.
And Robert comes up and gives Miranda a hug, and she's like super awkward about it. So she goes to the laundry room where the cake's been stashed to like put candles on it, and Steve pops in. He's like, "Oh no, I've got the special like 1 candle."
Yeah.
Which it was so funny. I remember getting those candles when I was little, and it was like a big deal because for a while we only had the little standard like birthday candles, and then they suddenly started making these honking big like number candles.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh shit, these are really cool.
Yeah.
So they make a big deal out of the candle, and he pops in there, and Miranda goes, "I love you," to Steve.
Immediately it floated right on out. Like it wasn't even like, and it wasn't even her. She was just like, "I love you." Like it was like, like they've been in a relationship for years, which I guess technically they have, but like,
in a way.
And it came out super easy.
Yeah, and she's like, I know I fucked up and it's too late, and he's surprised, but he's like, "I love you too." And she's like, "You do?" And she's like, "What about Debbie though?" And he goes, "Miranda, you're the one." And they kiss, and they're interrupted by Magda.
And here's the thing too. This is what also upsets me, because like, it's not only on her side, it's like y'all literally have these people that you're saying that you want. Yeah. Like Debbie clearly treats him way better than Miranda treats him.
So much better.
Way better, dude.
It's insane.
Like you're not a nuisance in her life like Miranda treats you. Yeah. You're like, she clearly like, takes care of you. She loves Brady. All the same attribute. Like basically, it's the same thing on both sides. Like they both got the person that they say that they always wanted. And what do we?
I guess it's the point of the
no, it's
exercise.
Stupid.
It's I never said I agreed with it.
No. It's dumb and it's toxic. Okay,
it is messed up.
It's dumb and it's toxic. Like they clearly are two people who are fucked up, and there's like they shouldn't be together. There's no reason that they should be together.
No, other than now they have the baby together.
That's it. But that like co-parenting.
Talk about the baby saving the relationship.
I mean, this is literally the definition of like people having kids to like stay together. You know what I mean? Like no, there's a reason for y'all that y'all ain't apart. There's a reason why it didn't work. There's a reason why it was so complicated for y'all to find your way back to each other. It's because you weren't supposed to be doing this.
Yeah. But they're kissing, and they're interrupted by Magda, who like kind of has this knowing look. I wrote that they were on the road to fucktown because I just wanted to write that down.
What's wrong with this woman? Why you did? It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary.
It's funny though.
It is funny.
It's funny.
It is funny.
Then everyone gathers around and sings happy birthday. Charlotte's there, as we mentioned, and Miranda's very touches it. It's genuinely a very sweet moment. And then Carrie narrates that 3 weeks later, Miranda and Steve got back together.
Yeah, well, at least it was a few weeks later. At least they like did it properly. At
least they weren't drop kicking Debbie and Robert out of the party.
Right. That's what I thought was about to happen. But at least a few weeks. Maybe Robert and Debbie can get together.
Yeah, hit the bricks. But yeah, that's the episode.
I don't know. That's the thing too. I don't know what Miranda's gonna do because like, I know Steve's like doing better, but it's like, Anyway, whatever.
Well, you'll find out.
Right. Yep. In the next episode.
When we return with season 6B.
6 Bizzle.
6. I'm
sorry.
Bitch.
6 bitch. 6 dumbass bitch.
Bitch. Bitch ass bitch.
Bitch ass bitch. Bitch ass bitch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand how.
Yeah.
Like it does. It seems forced because I also haven't expected Steve to be like, Miranda, I don't think you want this.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. Like, I guess he has really just always been gaga for her because
I don't get it though.
She's so fucking mean to him, like all the time.
Even when she was in love with him, she was mean to him. You know what I mean? Like,
there's an upcoming episode where you're gonna question, like, again for the umpteenth time, what are these two doing together? Because she's so fucking mean to him. It's their honeymoon. I won't spoil too much.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. I needed. Oh man, I'm gonna be upset. Well, I'm gonna have some shit to say on that episode, so you know what's all right. You know what's coming.
Every time I watch that episode, I've been like, why did they put these two together? Just based on that section alone, because she's like, anybody, like any outside observer would be like, that woman is being a fucking bitch to that guy for no reason. Like, normally you're like, oh, maybe she's just, no, man, like, it's just nothing justified. No, he did nothing wrong. This is not like men are all secret. No. Steve, I have had my problems with Steve.
Yeah.
As a character in the past, specifically about him wanting to knock her up specifically.
Right.
I shouldn't say knock up anymore, sorry.
Why?
It's got racist connotations from the past.
Does it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When? How? When?
I just learned that it meant if like a slave auction, if you had a pregnant slave, it knocked up the price.
God damn it.
I know, right?
Damn. We can't have no phrases anymore. Why are they all racist?
They're terrible.
You can't say shit anymore. Mm-mm. What the fuck happened in the past? Why?
I know.
What the fuck? Oh my Jesus. Well, I'm not saying knocked up anymore.
Yeah,
God
right.
Damn it. Thank you for giving me that knowledge. I appreciate the fuck.
I know. It's crazy. When I heard that, I was like, wait, what?
Right. Jesus. Just fuck. Nothing's funny.
Worst part is I think I learned that over Christmas, and I'm like, why did I learn this on Christmas?
Nothing's fun anymore. Nothing is fun anymore. Damn it. Okay, sorry. Yep. Tell people where they can find us, Elizabeth.
Moving on. You can find us and all our fun facts, I guess. Hey, those facts about Mikhail Baryshnikov earlier were fun.
Those were great.
Those were fun.
Those were great. Those were great.
Those were good.
Those are fun.
Those were good.
Yeah.
But you can find us and information like that at Show Me What Podcast on Instagram, all lowercase, all one, word together. And that'll take you to our Twitter and our Facebook and our YouTube, where you should like and subscribe us. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Elizabeth Movies. And Chris, where can they find you?
You can find me on all social medias at Christopher T. Mack on all socials medias.
And as always, Arlo Australia, new year, new candles, same promo code, show me miss. Save 10% on the candles. And
have your house smelling good for this new year. You know what I'm saying? That should be your New Year's resolution. To always have a good smelling house by getting you some Arlo Australia scents, baby.
If you're like, I want to like self-care it up in the new year, that's the way to go.
That's the way to do it.
And
like and subscribe.
Always like and subscribe.
Boom.
And that's it for us for the show. We're back in our element. Hopefully you didn't notice any difference between the pre-recorded and freshly recorded versions.
They don't care.
If you did, I'd love to know. Because I'm genuinely curious.
They don't.
And we will see you again next week.